Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us today on Live Music Nation podcast. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today, we're with Lyndsey Baxter from the Downtown Excelsior Partnership. Lyndsey, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Lyndsey, give us a little background on you and your career. Where'd you grow up and talk about your career up until this point with the partnership?
Okay, I'm born and raised Excelsior girl. Left for college, swore I'd never come back, and now here I am. I had decided to pursue a degree in school counseling, and upon completing that, decided that that wasn't something I wanted to do for the next 30, 35 years. I had been volunteering for the Downtown Excelsior Partnership, and at that time they were looking for a director. So I put my name in the hat, and 9 years later, here I am still.
Lyndsey, what is it you like most about your position?
It's definitely the people. We're a small not-for-profit, so we're like a staff of 1.5. We're very much volunteer driven. So the people I get to work with every day that dedicate their time and their energy, it's just, it takes my breath away. And then, of course, I love working with the small business owners of our community to help them out and make their businesses stronger than they would be if they were going it alone.
What are some of your big events throughout the year where you get to gather people together?
We have a lot of events if you ever look at one of our event calendars, but our biggest ones would be our wine festival, our barbecue and fly-in on the river, and we have recently partnered the barbecue with a home brew contest.
Where did that evolution come from?
Well, I have a board member that really enjoys brewing home beer. So he is really, really passionate about that. And as he's gotten more and more involved, he thought that that would be a good addition to bring a different audience down for that weekend.
Give me a little bit of introspection in your thoughts and your assessment on why getting people together at live events, obviously it's attractive to people, but why is it so important that we keep adding those and growing that experience?
I think all individuals like to be around other people. That's a good time. Part of why we continue to generate big events and big festivals is so that we can bring new audiences to our community, to our downtown district, and be able to better showcase the small business offerings that we have to offer. People may or may not take a 35-minute trip from the city to come hang out with us in small Excelsior Springs, but if we can throw good events that match people's interests, they're more likely to come, and hopefully they'll come back a second time.
That's fantastic. Now, Lyndsey, I have to ask you a completely non-business related question. What's your handicap? You play golf. What's your handicap?
I do. I used to be a lot better than I was, or I am now. I haven't played much lately, but I'm usually about a 10.
There you go. So I googled Lyndsey Baxter, of course, on LinkedIn and Facebook, and your picture with your husband at Bay Hill came up.
Yes. We have a good friend.
I played Bay Hill about 2 years ago, and actually there was a water main breakage that had occurred down the street from the club, and they hadn't been able to water the course in 2 weeks. And it was still beautiful in a lot of aspects, but I want to go back and play it when it's completely green.
Yes, when we went, they were starting to set up the bandstands because they were getting ready to have one of their big tournaments down there, but it was a super cool experience. I was very happy that we had the opportunity to visit there.
So does the Excelsior Partnership host a golf tournament?
We do not. We actually in our community have several other not-for-profit organizations that do. And while I felt like originally that could be a good idea as a fundraiser, I thought there seems to be enough. And I know as a player, like sometimes you kind of get sick of always playing in those charity tournaments. So
absolutely, that's funny. Okay, offside. I'll get back on the focus here. Okay, so describe for us the barbecue fly-in. What is that, and what's it look like? I know what it's going to smell like, but what are people going to experience when they come on site for that?
So this is an event, we're in its 22nd year, and we bring some of the top barbecue pit masters in the Kansas City Barbecue Society world together to compete. We have built our competition to be a pretty fierce one. We end up getting usually 7 of the top 10 competitors and about 15 of the top 25 in the entire nation each year. So you're going to come down and you're going to see the streets lined with barbecue competition teams. We have a great sponsor in Remax. They bring a hot air balloon, offer free hot air balloon rides. We have live music every year, and then we do an awesome fireworks show at the end of Friday night. And then Saturday is when the actual competition takes place. The meats are all getting turned in, and during that time is when we host our home brew contest. That is judged by our professional judges for best of show, but then we also sell tickets, and the public has the opportunity to come sample as well.
Perfect. We need to make that a stop for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We'd love to have you.
Okay, Lyndsey, a couple of questions because I am in live music and live entertainment as a career. I always ask these 2 questions. It gives our listeners a little insight as to you and your community. What is the best concert you've ever seen your entire life?
It's a really hard one. I'm going to say I got to go toss up between Garth Brooks Night 1 and Garth Brooks Night 9 back in 2007 when he was here in town.
Perfect, perfect. If you could bring one act to any one of your events in downtown Excelsior, who would you bring?
Probably got to be Michael Jackson.
Oh, wow, yeah. You'd have to give him the whole street though to move around.
Yes, exactly. I think it would be a show for sure.
That's great. That's great. Lyndsey, how do people find out more about what is going on with the Downtown Excelsior Partnership?
They can find all of our information, businesses, events, whatever it may be, on visitexcelsior.com, or they can also find us at Downtown Excelsior Springs, Missouri on Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on with us today, Lyndsey.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good luck, and we'll see that handicap down to 5 in 2 years. That's awesome.
I hope so.
All right. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle